This is what we envisioned in January, okay?
Yes, sir.
It's happening here in September. Gonna go on forever.
To win games, you have to win the game, not lose the game, honestly. And that is how you lose the game.
There's more to being a Buffalo Bills fan than breaking tables. Welcome to the More Than Breaking Tables podcast, a show about what really makes up the greatest fan base in the NFL. We're talking football with experts and fans from around the country. Here's your host and proud member of Bills Mafia, Connor Kobus.
What is up, Bills Mafia? Connor Kobus here. After a resounding win over the Jets, the Bills moved to 2-0. I'm always joined by my partner, Pasquale Majori. And before we get into today's episode, we're slowly building up a following on More Than Breaking Tables, up to 71 views on our last video. If you followed last week's episode, there were two takes that Pasquale gave that I have to give him credit for as being spot on. He predicted a Bills blowout win over the Jets, which we all saw happen. He also predicted that he was not worried about Justin Fields, and he's not a good quarterback. Justin Fields had a terrible game, terrible QBR. So, Pasquale, you're going to kick this episode off. Talk to me about the game.
Yeah, the Bills did what I hoped they would do. They went into MetLife Stadium in East Rutherford, New Jersey, and they pushed the Jets around. The Jets tried to get back at the Bills by punching Josh Allen in the nose, but even a cheap shot can't stop our quarterback.
No, and now it looks like there's a third Bosa brother in the NFL. Josh with his new nose. They were making jokes about it with Joey, who had a great game. His difference in the game with causing fumbles, getting to the quarterback, he's just giving you a taste of what he can be like for this team the whole season.
Yeah, what vibe do you get from Joey Bosa?
I like Joey Bosa. We already talked about earlier in the year how he's spending more time with the teammates compared to any other team he's been on. He was joking. There's a clip of a tight end trying to block him. What are you doing? You can't block Joey Bosa with the tight end. You need a solid offensive tackle to get in front of him to do anything. So he was laughing at that. He's loving the Bills culture. This is a team that can win playoff games, something he's not experienced in his career. So I am riding the Joey Bosa, and I am buying the stock in him.
Do you feel like he's just a straight-up football guy? He reminds me a lot of Ogre from Revenge of the Nerds, maybe Latimer from the program. I feel like you can drop him in any television show as, quote-unquote, the football player.
Yeah, that's what he does. He eats, sleeps, breathes football. And I'm happy to have him on our defense. We're going to need him against the big teams that are coming up in the schedule, which we'll get into. But definitely the vibes are so high. I was actually talking to my dad about the game. He was a little bored with it. Even though it was a 20-point victory, it was a stress-free game. The defense showed up, which was huge to see after Baltimore's game. James Cook had a very good game. That 40-yard touchdown run just shows why he's such an asset on this offense. And Josh Allen had a normal game with no touchdowns, which we're not used to. And he didn't need to be Superman, and we won by 20. Which has to make you feel kind of good as a Bills fan.
Yeah, it felt like a very long game. I felt like the time was really dragging on. I tried to do my lunch right as the kickoff was going on. Then I tried to time my snacks properly, and I was like waiting and waiting and waiting. When can I pull the popcorn out? And the game just kept going on and on and on. But once again, like you mentioned, who cares? The Bills win handily. They go 2-0, and then we got to look at a game this coming Thursday at Highmark Stadium. I don't mean to jump your lead there. I was just
that's okay, because I still want to unpack some stuff from the Jets game. There was a lot of some big plays that really stood out to me. Was the Josh Allen 40-yard run in the first quarter where he broke contain, picked up a first down on third down. He had like 60 yards rushing on the day. We already touched on the James Cook touchdown run, how elusive he is cutting in the middle of the field, making defenders miss. And one of my favorite plays, a very underrated play with the nose injury to Josh Allen. He had to come off the field for a couple plays. Mitch Trubisky, we talked about what's the best position to have, the backup quarterback. He comes in and delivers a strike to Josh Palmer. I thought that was huge for momentum. Normally, you're not expecting much from the backup quarterback, but that made me feel a little bit of a relief that if Josh were forever, knock on wood, be out for a little bit, Mitch could run an offense and we could be a formidable team.
Are you a fan of Seinfeld, Connor?
I've watched some episodes. Yeah, I like Seinfeld.
Did you ever get to see the episode where George talks about leaving on a high note? He'll pop in a joke there. Everybody's laughing. He immediately leaves the room.
No.
That's what Mitch Trubisky. I'll send you the link to that episode on Netflix.
Perfect.
Go back and watch it so you understand what I'm talking about. But that's exactly what Mitch Trubisky did. Came in, threw that beautiful pass, got right out of the game, and that's what people are going to remember about Mitch Trubisky from here on in until he gets into a game again. And I'm talking about in-game action. I'm not talking about mop-up time when we already have a 20-point lead. I'm talking about, Josh, God forbid, his shoelace gets untied, needs to change his pants, needs to get a new jersey, goes off the field. Trubisky's got to come back in at that crucial point in the game. People are going to remember this until then. Let's not look too far back to see how Trubisky played in Chicago and Pittsburgh. Let's remember that Mitch Trubisky and that Mitch Trubisky only.
Yeah, exactly. And Mitch has a ton of experience, made it to a playoff game with the Bears, So it was good to see him come in and deliver on a big play for the Bills in that game. Another thing I kind of want to touch on from the Jets game, I want to see your thoughts on this. Last year, two names that really popped up for our running back room were Ray Davis and Ty Johnson. We all know what James Cook brings us as our lead back. So far, Ray's been pretty quiet with his running, hasn't really done much. Ty Johnson, a couple catches. What are your thoughts on the running back room? Are you just sticking with Cook from here on out? Do you think these guys should still get a lot of playing time?
No, I'm a big fan of the rotation. So, if Cook's putting his time in, put Ray in there, put Ty in there, mix them up. Ty took a great hit and held on to the ball. I was very impressed by that. If you remember going back and watching Hard Knocks, watching Ty Johnson do some line dancing at the stage on Main Street in Clarence, he's a thick human being. He's a big individual, and he can take abuse. So I would like to see more of Ty Johnson. And like I said, I really want to see a rotation between the three, keep all three of them fresh. One thing I want to get into before we transition over to the Miami game is quote-unquote load management. I'll let you lead me there, though. But, if you have that rotation, you have three competent backs, wrong word choice. It's been a long day. I want to see that rotation, let Cook be the burner, and then you come in, grind it out with Davis and Ty Johnson, and just keep eating the clock and eating up that defense that you're playing on that given day.
Yeah, definitely. And I think it could be just a slow start for Ray Davis. He did have some big plays last year for us, and he's a change of pace back. We know Cook, how fast he is, how he can cut. Ray Davis is physical. He's going to try to run you over. And then Ty Johnson is a really good back out of the backfield for passing. So he can be huge on third down conversions. So I just noticed a slower start besides everyone not named Cook. But I think my favorite phrase is let James cook. And we need to keep letting him cook because him complementing the offense with the passing game takes a lot of pressure off Josh and really makes this offense go full circle.
Yeah, one thing I want to talk about that I liked that the Bills did this weekend, we talk about the 17-game season. The rumblings are coming out there that there's going to be an 18-game season more sooner than later. There's a term in the NBA which makes me sick to my stomach. It's called load management. But I feel like in the NFL, if you're able to rest players for the greater good, you need to do that. Oliver out on Sunday, another top defensive starter out on Sunday as well. If the Bills feel like, I think Taron Johnson, right? Am I talking about Taron Johnson?
Taron Johnson's going to be playing Thursday.
Right, but he was out on Sunday, right?
Correct.
Yeah, sorry, brain fart.
No,
but
you're good.
If you're confident, like you should be playing a team like the Jets, you shouldn't be afraid to sit people. Once again, this team has gone deep in the playoffs. The last few years, they played a lot of football. So why not take the opportunity to sit players when you have to? News came out, Matt Milano apparently isn't all good. So it's doubtful we'll see him on Thursday as well as that Oliver. But that's fine. We're playing the Miami Dolphins. Do we need to see the full defensive lineup to beat the Miami Dolphins. Yeah, you still got Tyreek Hill. Tua is off to a horrible start, but if you can give these players a break, rotate in some fresh bodies, I am all for it. And again, as we talk about the potential for going to an 18-game season, does that mean we're going to expand the roster and you might see more load management and more players added to the roster, more players being worked in? I made a joke that the Bills practice squad might be better than the Jets or the Dolphins in general. So, why not work those players in, give the other players a rest, and then, once again, focus on the greater good, that being the playoffs, that getting over the hump of the AFC Championship game and finally making that Super Bowl last season in Highmark Stadium.
Wow, going all the way to Super Bowl. I love it. You got me energized. And this is the perfect part of the schedule to take advantage of players who have injuries. We got the Dolphins on Thursday night. We have the Saints coming to Buffalo the week after that. Those are 2 games that we can rest those players. We don't need them to win those games. Let's get ready for after week 6 or 7. We get some players back from suspension. When the Chiefs roll into town, that's when you want to have your full roster ready to go.
Yeah, and can I make a bold prediction right now?
I mean, you're 2-0 from last week, so what's it going to be for the third one?
All right, this is down the road, but I don't want to forget about it. I'm right now going to circle the game on Sunday, November 16th versus Tampa Bay, and I'm going to say that every last talking head on ESPN, on the NFL Network, on Channel 2, on Channel 4, on Channel 7, on Fox will predict that the Tampa Bay Buccaneers will upset the Buffalo Bills. So much love going towards Tampa Bay and Baker Mayfield right now. It's making me sick to my stomach. So I thought about that today when I was listening to a podcast. I think it was a Craig Carton show. My man, Pots and Pans, Craig Carton, love the man. He was talking about the Buccaneers, and I'm like, here it comes. It's going to happen. People are going to predict that the Buccaneers will upset the Bills and defeat the Bills here at Highmark Stadium.
Yeah, and let them have that opinion. They ultimately got to come in here and do it. And I don't want to get you, pissed off. But I would say after Josh Allen, one of my favorite quarterbacks is Baker Mayfield. I did watch that game last night. I just love how fired up he gets. He talks trash to the other team. I do root for him because he had a terrible experience with the Browns. He played for the Rams on a week's notice, learned the playbook, came out, led a game-winning drive. So I'm a big fan, but I've seen that all everywhere. We did Pasquale picks the Bills at the beginning of the year. You went 17-0. After 2 weeks in the season, are you sticking with 17-0?
Of course, I'm not.
Okay. Well, a colleague in the broadcasting industry, Howard Simon, picked the Bills, and he picked them to go 14-3 after this 2-0 start, losing to the Texans, Bucks, and Eagles. Which you might have me on the Eagles, but every other game we're going to be favored. So I'm all about Pasquale picking the Bills at 17-0.
Heard a lot of negative talk this morning about C.J. Stroud on WFAN.
Yes, and I am here for it.
Yes.
He had a great rookie year. He put himself in the top 5 over Josh Allen just because that's how good he is in his own mind. His career hasn't been the same since. They have a good team, but that's a revenge game from last year that I really want the Bills to win.
Let's rewind back to the that whole comment, that shot you took at me about Baker Mayfield. Why would you think that I wouldn't like Baker Mayfield?
Why you just talking about last night's game on Monday Night Football? I think the Bucks are a good team. The Bills need to show up to play against them, but I mean, I like the Bucks when Tom Brady's not their quarterback.
Well, why would you think I wouldn't like Baker Mayfield?
Younger guy, Actually, I'm trying to think. I don't think. Are you a shit talker?
I am a heavy.
So you like Baker Mayfield?
I wanted the Bills actually to draft Baker Mayfield, but then fast forwarding, watching him play in Cleveland, I got bored out of my mind, and I'm like, why?
Well, hold on.
Let me finish. Then I'm like, why did anybody think that we should draft this guy? But then he went to another team and he played better. So obviously, it's just Cleveland. It's not Baker Mayfield.
Exactly. That makes sense. I'm just referring. I've played softball with you for a couple of years. I want to see that shit talking out on the field. I don't see it out of you. So that's why I figured Baker Mayfield might not be your speed for a quarterback, but looks like we're on the same page.
No, I will talk junk if I don't like the person that we're playing. We played a game last Thursday. I did not like the pitcher at all. He kept making these little comments. We ended up beating them 26-12. So there we go. There was
Let's go. Let's go.
Yes.
Riding high on a win.
Correct. 2 wins. 3 wins.
Oh,
I'm not
two?
taking one against
Wow. Oh, when's the playoffs? Let's go.
I know.
All right. So Jets 2-0. We get the Dolphins. It is Dolphins week, and as Bills fans, we love Dolphins week. Josh Allen owns the Dolphins. The Bills own the Dolphins. Josh Allen's played what is a full season, 17 games against the Dolphins in his career, and has MVP-like numbers. He always gets up for it. It's similar to what the Patriots used to do to the drought Bills. So I'm excited for this Dolphins game. We know your feelings on Mike McDouche and Tua. Mike McDaniel is on his last legs as a Dolphins head coach. Tua is a one-read quarterback. So if you take away his first read on offense, he starts to panic with the ball, which could lead to sacks. So I'm feeling really good about the Thursday night game. It's at home. What do you think?
To win games, you have to win the game, not lose the game, honestly. And that is how you lose the game.
After you hear that, how can you think that the Dolphins have any kind of chance to beat us on Thursday?
None. I know, totally random. I saw Chad Ochocinco predict the Dolphins would upset us. And it's like, when you see people say these things, it's like, are you doing it for engagement? Like, you played the game of football, so you understand it, right? Like, what would have to happen for that? I lose credibility with guys that you think know football.
I mean, with officiating and one bounce goes one way, yeah, any team can beat any team. But the way the Bills are playing right now, we're back home at Highmark Stadium, the history we have against the Dolphins, the way the Dolphins seem to be just in total disarray right now. Who do they have left on their defense? Like, Wilkins is gone. They traded Ramsey. Like,
They traded Minka Fitzpatrick's back with the Dolphins. He was on the Steelers, so they did that swap. He's all right. He's a good safety, but
he's not going to carry the defense, though.
He's not. No, the defense. Josh has his way on offense with the defense.
Yeah, exactly.
He does what he needs to do. The passing game should be great. And with the defense showing up against the Jets, the major thing of concern, and this is where the Bills rank toward the bottom of the league through 2 weeks. It's a small sample size, but our allowed rushing yards per game to the opponent. We're giving up a lot of rushing yards. So the Dolphins have some speedsters with Devon Achane. He can cut loose. We definitely need to stop the run and put them in third and long situations. And just when you make Tua have to scramble, have to think for second and third reads, he's not that quarterback. If the first read's there, he has some great playmakers in Jalen Waddle and Tyreek Hill that can be explosive. But if you cover those people, don't get beat deep, it's going to be tough for him all day.
Yeah, again, I'm not really worried about it. Even if we have to, as I mentioned earlier, do a rotation of those 3 running backs and just keep running the ball and pounding it down their throats, I'd be totally fine with that. I'm confident we're going to come out with a win regardless. I mean, I want to be entertained, but I want to win too, and then we'll have that weekend off and come right back the following weekend to take on the New Orleans Saints. So I'm looking forward to Thursday. What are your vibes about Thursday Night Football? Are you a fan of Thursday Night Football?
Yes,
or not so much.
Absolutely. It kickstarts the weekend. When Thursday's here, Thursday's one of my favorite days of the week. I like Thursdays more than Fridays.
Yeah, I like the Thursday Night Football game because in my day job, I'm able to front load my week, so I have no cares in the world on Thursday or Friday. Basically told my boss, it's not that I'm not going to work on Friday, but I'm pretty much not going to work on Friday. So I'm ready to go. If it it's going to be a late night regardless, but it's going to be a good time. I guess the weather is looking gorgeous. Could be in the 70s. So I'm excited about it. I'm excited to have Fitzpatrick, Whitworth, and the rest of the crew come in on Thursday nights. We'll see him on the field, and should be a good time all around.
Yeah, does Fitzpatrick rip his shirt off again? What do you think?
I think it's too warm. I think he's got to wait until the playoffs for that.
Yeah, also Bills player of the game that they're honoring, alumni, Stevie Johnson. So a little Fitz to Stevie Johnson connection. He had a decent career here.
Not a fan.
Okay. Okay, well, why so serious? I am a fan.
I have a problem with calling players who aren't exactly legends. I don't.
Yeah, well, when you miss the playoffs for 20 years, it's tough to, like, you can't skip 20 years of football.
Right. Then you shouldn't be calling him a legend. He's not a legend.
Listen, Fred Jackson's a legend. He was in the drought.
Fred's a different story.
No,
Fred
it's
is-
not.
Yeah,
No
totally,
way.
Totally different
Dude,
story.
no, I disagree.
Don't compare Stevie Johnson to Fred Jackson.
Oh, stop. We could get into this anytime.
Sure,
I think
yes,
I
we'll
think
wait till
Steve
the offseason for that.
Yes, I think Stevie Johnson had a really solid career here and he's worthy enough of being a legend of the game. But hopefully 20 years from now, after the Bills have won Super Bowls and different things, a lot of these players on the roster right now will be considered legends of the game. James Cook, Khalil Shakir, Josh Allen. So that's what we ideally want when you say the term legend is winning, and the drought really hurt us when it comes to that.
Do you think Schobel will ever come back and be a legend of the game? He was a great Bills player, but I feel like he wants to kind of stay in his private life.
Yeah, no, some people love being around football no matter what. Other people, once they retire, they're just done. So, yeah, Schobel was a great Bill, and would love to see him lead the charge. Kyle Williams, another legend from the drought era. So, legends everywhere.
You know who I'd like to see come back?
Who?
Jerry Ostrowski.
Don't even know who that is.
He was an offensive lineman during my time period as a fan of the Bills in the 90s.
Okay. So people listening right now, if you are in agreement with Pasquale to bring Jerry Ostrowski back, retweet this, comment, let's make it happen.
Jerry's got a great podcast, too. If you follow him on X, you'll see about that. But it's a funny story. We had a family wedding back in June, and I had some relatives in from Charleston, South Carolina. So we had some time to kill between the actual ceremony and the reception. So I'm like, let's take a drive over to One Bills Drive. We'll show you the new stadium. We'll check out the Bills store. I walk in, and I see this gigantic man, and I take a look at him, and I'm like, oh, that's Jerry Ostrowski. And I'm like, I walked up to him, hey, Jerry, nice to meet you. Really enjoy your podcast. And it's funny because he was buying like Bills gear like he was a civilian. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Weird.
Very weird.
Don't you think like the Alumni Association would, hey, we got this new Nike line. Here you go, alumni. Take this. Represent the team. You've done so much for us. You've put your bodies on the line, and we want you to represent the brand properly. So here's this brand new Nike, or I'm a big fan of the homage or homage t-shirt line. I got about 4 of those. I'm going on 5 probably by the time Thursday rolls around. Why wouldn't you take care of your legends like that?
Doesn't make sense to me. That's something they definitely need to think about. So we mentioned the Bills being 2-0. Another result on Sunday that we all loved as Bills fans was the Chiefs falling 0-2. They lost to the Eagles by a field goal, and a ton of controversy on a play the Bills use a lot with Josh Allen and the Eagles use literally all the time, the tush push, and how their offense was kind of false starting before the play even happened. People think it's going to get banned permanently. Personally, I think they should get rid of it. It's an ugly play, and it's too big of an advantage for the offense. Are you done with the tush push? Do you want the Bills to keep it because we have Josh Allen? What do you think?
I absolutely hate the tush push. I think it makes the game boring.
Yep.
It's not creative at all. It's just basically, let's just push our player through. And I'm trying to find something that I wanted to talk about. Of course, I can't find it on Bill's
keep
social
looking.
media.
Keep looking because I'm going to talk.
Yeah,
and bottom line is, let's just get back to the old-fashioned quarterback sneak. You don't need to get all these players pushing people. It's like rugby. It's a totally different sport. Get rid of it. Okay, I'm sick of it. I know we benefit from it. We can do other plays. We can run the ball with Ray Davis or James Cook. Josh can literally just jump over the pile if he wants. Just enough with that play. I'm done with it. It's ugly and it doesn't help the game.
Well, remember when you jumped down my throat last week when I said that the Bills' red zone offense wasn't creative?
I did, yeah. I was thinking about that because I was more concerned about the defense against Baltimore. But you did mention the tush push, so I will give you some credit there. I'll be honest, that was a fire episode for you. You were definitely on all your takes.
Yeah, maybe I was in a bad mood. I don't know, but yeah, I mean, the tush push.
Listen, if Joe Brady gets a head coaching job after we win the Super Bowl, you might have to apply for offensive coordinator.
Yeah,
because at least you won't be unimaginative in the red zone. You will be calling a bunch of stuff.
If you watch me play Madden, you would not say that. I am all about running the ball. I throw the ball to my tight ends, and I'm lucky to get like a 30-yard pass down the field. I chew down the clock, and I wear out the other team. One thing I wanted to bring up, are you done with that, the tush push?
Yeah, it's all you.
I don't want to cut you off. One thing I want to bring up is the Bills showed what they're going to be serving this Thursday for the special Thursday night game, and they had this like delicious. My mouth might start to water, and I might start to make mouth noises in the microphone, which I hate when broadcasters do that. But I apologize ahead of time. The Bills put out the menu for Thursday, and there was this like impressive looking roast beef sandwich, and I'm like, oh man, I have to get that. And then I'm thinking to myself, walking down the corridor and smelling the old oil and whatever else is emanating from those kitchens, I will not try that. But I did get excited for a moment. Are you going to go to the game? You're going to the game on Thursday, right?
I am not going to the game. I will be watching at home. Yeah, I will.
Do you need a ticket?
Nope, not a ticket. It has nothing to do. I can afford it. Could go if I want to. I do enjoy watching the games at home. It gives me a better perspective to talk about the game on our podcast too. And once it's over with, I can go to bed, wake up for work the next day. I'm totally cool with this game, which I'm hoping is over with at halftime. So I just would like to sit back and watch it.
No, I get you. I will not be going to the New England Sunday night game, so we're on the same level there. What's the meal plan for the Kobus household on Thursday?
Gonna order a chicken finger pizza from Imperial. They have really good specialty pizza, and when you order a chicken finger pizza, you don't have to buy pizza and wings. You're getting the best of both worlds in one order.
Good call. Good call. What are we drinking?
Probably just gonna get a 30-pack of Mick Ultra. Still have some Arizona hard iced teas in the fridge. We're gonna dish those out with the people that are coming over.
I still have 4 in the refrigerator in my basement from that time you came over from for that party. So if you need those, let me know. I can get those back to you.
Perfect. That sounds great.
All right. Anything else? I think we're getting close on time.
We are. Today's episode really flowed. We're all jacked up about the Bills being 2-0, so we hope you are. We appreciate you guys coming along this journey with us. 5 years ago, I started this podcast, and it went away. And luckily, a good friend of mine brought it back to life with his energy for the Bills. And we're very thrilled to bring you episodes every Tuesday, give our takes, and take you through the season. As always, you can follow me on X at Connor Kobus or Instagram at Connor Kobus17. Pasquale, I'll let you plug yourself.
Yeah, and the best way, that sounded inappropriate.
Yeah, I know, and it just happened on the air. What are we going to do? No, it's live. We'll do it live.
The best way you can support the show is tell a friend about the show. Don't be afraid to share the show. Go over to YouTube at WNY Pasquale. Subscribe to that channel. If we get enough people to subscribe, maybe we'll start our own channel for More Than Breaking Tables. If you want to find me on Instagram at WNY Pasquale X. My blue check mark is going away more sooner than later because I'm not paying for it anymore. At WNY Pasquale, BCW, Big Fall Bash coming up a week from Saturday, September 27th, 6:30, Renaissance Italian Club in North Tonawanda, bcw-wny.com to find out more about that. If you want to find BCW on social media at BCWWNY on all platforms. But I don't want to belabor this anymore.
No, you are good. Pasquale, I'll be honest. I don't want to see that blue check mark go away from you, so we're going to get a GoFundMe going to keep your blue check mark on Twitter.
Well, I am technically employed by 2 radio stations here in Buffalo, so you would think if I showed
they should take care of it, yeah.
Yeah, you think if I showed my pay stub, my W-2, I should get the blue check mark rather than these nutcases that have blue check marks that provide absolutely no entertainment, no content to anything, but they just hang up there and just, spew whatever they're spewing.
Absolutely. Well, we had another great show, and a message to all podcasters that are out there. Do not go Tuesday at 7 o'clock. You do not want to go up against More Than Breaking Tables.
Correct.
Go Bills. We'll see you next week.
Go Bills. We'll talk to you next week. Thanks, everyone.